I've said previously that 2026 would be the beginning of an era of both radical abundance and radical scarcity at the same time, but in different ways. Radical abundance in the sense of access to machine cognition, to AI agents, to uncensored knowledge, even through some of the tools that I've built, and much more. So radical abundance in terms of access to skills, being able to learn any skill that you want to learn, essentially for free, and being able to do almost anything that you want to do in a business sense or in a creative way, whether it's writing books or creating art or creating music, etc., right? So all of that is radical abundance. At the same time, there will be radical scarcity in terms of commodities, a scarcity of electricity, scarcity of microchips, which are manufactured based on commodities, such as copper, which is, of course, you wouldn't call it scarce yet, but it's not free. You can't print copper. You have to mine it. You have to get it or recycle it. And the same thing's true, obviously, with nickel and with cobalt and silver. And silver is used, obviously, in so many industrial processes. That's part of what's driving the silver price right now, is its widespread use in technology. So, given this scarcity of commodities, or scarcity of wealth, scarcity of electricity, scarcity of metals, but the abundance of cognition, the abundance of AI workers, the abundance of opportunity, the abundance of knowledge, how do you take advantage of this for your own success in 2026 and beyond? That's what this podcast is about. And if I were to put a title on it, I guess I would say How to Thrive in the Age of, or the Duality of Abundance and Scarcity. How do you navigate that? And the number one takeaway from all of this, I would say, is the following. Reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. Well, I mean, professionally, your skill set, maybe even your mindset. How do you reinvent yourself? Why is this important? Because we all have skills and knowledge and sort of work knowledge, or a knowledge of processes from an era that was pre-automation, mostly. So you and I both, we got our job skills, we created our careers, we got our education in the pre-AI era. And that knowledge and those skills served us very well in that era. But that era is over, and it will never come back. We are now in the automation era with cognitive automation. And so that means that the way that we've done things and the skills that we learned may already be obsolete. They may be taken over by AI, but then our response has to be to reinvent what we do and how we do it in order to continue to climb the ladder of human creativity, of human inspiration, of human project management, even to direct the AI agents to do the things you want them to do so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. This is the era of reinvention. And for many people, I believe that reinvention will include entrepreneurship. And I'd like to invite you to think about that, because there are things that you can do now, and there are businesses that you can launch now that were impossible 6 months ago. Now suddenly they're within your reach. And I want to discuss a few ideas of this and encourage you to try a few things, to just explore what might be possible for you. I'll give you a couple of examples. The single most important piece of technology for doing this that's really easy to get into is called Replit, R-E-P-L-I-T. Replit.com. I encourage you to go to Replit, even if you're just having fun, just testing something out. You're not going to hurt anything. Just go to Replit.com, and I think the front page asks you, what do you want to build? And so come up with something that you're interested in. It could be something as simple as a website about, pet training, let's say. And that's easy for it to build a website about pet training. Those are just static pages. Well, how about something else? I want to build like a pet health assessment survey. And then based on the answers of the survey, I wanted to make recommendations for how to improve my pet's health, and I want this to be powered by connecting it to a large language model. Okay? And I'm just making this up right now, but if you were to take that prompt and type it in to Replit and hit go, it would build that. It could build that for you. And it would use an AI engine. It would probably recommend using an open router model. It would give you the recommendation, and it would build it out. It might ask you some questions, clarify this, clarify that. Whatever the case may be, it will build the app, and then you can launch it. Now, you probably can't charge anything for that because, it's not impressive enough to just have like a pet survey website. Nobody's going to pay $10 a month to use that. But we're just playing around at this point. You might be able to think of other projects where you can offer things of value. It could be downloadable content, maybe content that you've created. Maybe you want to build an e-commerce website. Well, guess what? Replit seamlessly integrates with merchant services. And it's even got connectors to online shopping platforms, e-commerce platform giants like Shopify. I don't know all the details of how it connects to Shopify, but I've heard that it does. Replit connects seamlessly with so many things that very few people are even aware of all the things it can do. So if you wanted to say, hey, I've got a 50-hour audio course on, let's pick a new topic, on, I don't know, yoga for new moms, right? Like mom yoga to get back in shape after you've given birth or something like that, right? You got a 50-hour course. You could go to Replit and say, hey, I've got this course. I want you to create a site that sells this course. And I want you, I'm going to upload all these audio files, 50 hours of audio. I want you to build transcripts of all the audio. And then I want you to create the course promotional materials based off these transcripts. And I want you to have highlights. And then I want you to create course cover art graphics for each of the 50 hours based on the transcript topics, and then connect it to this e-commerce provider and go. The engine's going to say, okay, stand back, and it will go to town on that, and it will get that done. It will build that, and then you can launch that. Suddenly, boom, you're in business. You're in business selling your course. And you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to understand the back-end details of e-commerce or large language models or transcription engines or HTML code or CSS style sheets or anything. You don't have to understand databases, nothing. You just have to tell it what you want, and it will build it. So you could build a business just like that if you've got content that people might purchase. I am willing to bet that every single one of you listening to this, you have knowledge and experience that is valuable. You've lived, you've learned the hard way in many cases, as all of us have. You've made mistakes, you have wisdom, you've figured things out. That's worth something. Why not package it up? Offer it for sale. Use the Replit engine. Oh, let me tell you something else. This is cool. I'm launching a press release website where you can submit, you can either submit a already written press release, but you don't have to. You can just submit a few bullet points, and then our engine writes the press release for you. And then if we like the press release, we might use it for a story on Natural News and our other content sites. So you could promote your course through our press release engine. You could create videos about your course or whatever it is you're selling. You could create videos using AI. You could ask Replit to create the videos. It would do that for you. You just literally tell it, oh, I want to create, a 60-second video about this product line, and it should have a talking avatar, etc., go. And then stand back. It's going to create the video for you with perfect lip sync, with, like a script that's promotional, whatever. You could ask it, you could say, I want to approve the script first before you create the video. That's fine. And then if you love the video, you could say, now do it in Spanish. Now do it in French. Now do it in Chinese. And it's just going to start spitting these out. And now you've got a multilingual e-commerce website. And, in one weekend, you're making money selling courses about your knowledge, whatever your knowledge happens to be. You don't even have to be on camera. You don't even have to be, it doesn't have to be your voice. Get this. You could literally, let's say that you're not good at talking on a recording. Just suppose. Or you don't like to be on video. I understand that. It's good to protect your privacy. Here's all you got to do. You just record your stuff anyway with your voice, give it to the engine, go to Replit and tell it, hey, I'm going to upload all this audio. And then I want you to recreate the audio in a different voice. Go. Guess what? It can do that. Yep. It can ingest your audio and transcribe it and then re-perform it in a professional sounding voice. Like a professional voice actor voice or a professional book reader, book narrator type of voice. Because, of course, it links to 11 labs and other AI voice providers, including like Google Gemini and whatever. So you don't even have to be good with your voice or on video. It doesn't matter. You can just have it create it for you based on your ideas. Whatever your area of expertise happens to be, it's valuable. It's valuable to someone. And then what if I told you that I'm building an engine to do exactly that? It's an engine to help you create a course that will be sold and will split the profits 50-50. And guess what I'm using to build that engine? Yeah, you got it. I'm going to use Replit to build that engine. So I'm building it. Actually, in this case, I have another vibe coder who's going to do this one at my direction. But we're going to build an engine that allows you to upload either your audio recordings or documents or both. And then it creates a full-blown course with cover art and everything. And then it puts that into our store and starts selling it and then shares the profit with you 50-50. So in case you didn't want to go through these steps yourself, you could use our engine to do it, and then it would automatically appear in our store. Now, that project's probably a month or two away, and it's relatively straightforward to build that. But you don't have to wait for me. You could do it yourself right now if you wanted to. Anyway, look, I'm just giving you examples of this because I want you to understand that the old limitations that we all used to operate within, the limitations like, well, I'm not a coder, I don't know how to write code, or I'm not a professional voice narrator, or I'm not a professional writer, or I'm not a professional artist, or I don't know how to build web pages, I don't know how to do e-commerce, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, right? None of that matters anymore. None of those things are barriers. Now you can express yourself. You can monetize your knowledge if that's what you want to do, or you could give it away for free. Totally up to you. There's a way to do this. And that's why I said up front in this podcast, this is the year to reinvent yourself. You may not think of yourself as an entrepreneur. You may not think of yourself as, an educator. You may not think of yourself as a podcaster, as a professor, whatever term, But hey, believe me, we've lived in a society where most people thought that men could become women. It's a lot less of a chasm to think that you could become an educator and an author. You don't even have to change your gender. I mean, you can be whatever you want in terms of reaching people. You could be a highly effective marketing person. You could be a highly effective educator. You could be a person who puts out courses and books, even commercially, for sale, if you wish, that are incredibly informative, incredibly valuable, incredibly successful. This is the year that you could do that. And these are the tools that you can use to do it. And by the way, see, I built the brightlearn.ai platform, and we now have over 5,500 authors there, and they've published over 16,000 books. And so for me, that was the pilot project, like proof of concept, to be able to prove this next step, which is to allow people to create entire courses of knowledge that is then delivered in both PDF and audio format, like a multi-hour, multi-part educational series that is, it's got value. It can be commercially sold. And when I roll out that feature, those courses are going to be for you. Not for the whole public. Like those courses aren't going to be free for the whole world to download. That's going to be for you. And if you want to, you let us sell those in our store. And that's just one idea out of 1,000. You see, what I'm also trying to demonstrate is that even in my mind, there are no limits to what's possible now. And I want that to rub off on you if you're not already there. I want you to understand that in this world today, because of these tools, there are no limits to what you can do. You can be whatever you want to be. You can teach whatever you want to teach. You can express whatever you want to express. You can do it commercially or non-commercially. The choice is yours. My job is to simply give you tools and platforms to enable you, help you do these things, and also sort of demonstrate it, just show you what's possible. But 2026 and beyond, they're going to be years of despair for people who are stuck in the old system. So the world is changing right out from underneath their feet. It's like a giant rug pull, really. People are standing there like, I think I got the world figured out. I have these skills. I know these things. I had this job experience. I'm good. I used to write code, this and that. And then there's a rug pull. It's like, nope. We're going to change it up now. Everything you thought you knew, that's all obsolete. Now you got to do something different. That's where we are. And this is going to be, I wrote a song on this called The Great Divergence that says, half will rise and half will fall. The half that will rise will be those who understand now that there are no limits or very few limits. You can create, you can express, you can monetize if you wish to. There are so many things that you can do. But then there's this other half that will fall because they will think, oh, it's changing too fast, I can't keep up, or I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, or I'm afraid to use Replit. Don't be afraid. You can't hurt Replit. Trust me, you can't hurt it. You can put in a prompt that's totally wrong. It's going to be fine. Replit won't go offline because you put in a bad prompt. You're not going to hurt the engine. You're not going to hurt the world. You're not going to hurt anything. If you put in something that doesn't work, then just improve your prompt. This is the time to be adventurous with all this new technology. This is the time to reinvent yourself. Never before have we had these circumstances in human history. So let me tell you about the tools that we have that can help you in whatever you wish to do. So of course we have our book creation engine, brightlearn.ai. We also have our AI research engine, which is called brightanswers.ai, and that's also free to use. And it does incredible research. It's just remarkable. It's got this massive document database that's fully indexed that it uses for its research. And that includes 100,000 science papers, by the way, that I specifically chose on certain topics like botany and soils and metallurgy and economics and neurology and cognition, phytocognicy, and other similar topics. So that's a kick-ass data set right there. And it's got 100,000 books in it as well, that's interesting because that's going to rise to 250,000 very soon. And I'm chuckling because the more data I throw into this index, the more CPU it takes to query the index for our automated research agents. And I keep blowing out the virtual CPUs of the hosting infrastructure because I keep adding too many documents, and then I have to upgrade the CPUs. I have to upgrade the RAM and everything. It's funny, actually. If I were smarter, I would pre-upgrade the thing before I smash it with another 100,000 documents, but I haven't quite grasped, the load requirements yet. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Like you, look, I'm an adventurer. Sometimes I've said I'm an AI developer. Actually, I'm an AI adventurer because this is a wild adventure. Like, I didn't know how to do any of this stuff 6 months ago, really. I mean, these apps and so on, I didn't know. And so I'm learning just as you are learning. I'm trying things. Sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they do. And so I'm iterating and reinventing, just as we all need to do. So just take that to heart. I didn't wake up and just magically know how to do this stuff at all. I just dove in as I am apt to do. Just dove in. It's like, I can figure this out. Sooner or later I'll figure this thing out. And it took a while. And now it's easier than ever. So dive in. Start with Replit or start with Claude. If you want to write code locally or, build applications on your computer, build file utilities or things for your spreadsheets or your PowerPoint or your Word documents or whatever. But I really advise you to use Replit first. It's the easiest place to start by far. And once you use that, even a little bit, it'll start to kick in and you'll just go, wow, wait a second. I can do this? You're going to have a moment. What does that mean? I mean, I'm going to be able to do all kinds of stuff now. Yeah, exactly. That's the reinvention process. That's the adventure. So jump in, create stuff. If you want to, monetize your knowledge or monetize something that you can have access to in terms of knowledge. And by the way, you can create books at brightlearn.ai and you can sell those books commercially. You can sell those books and you can keep all the money for yourself if you want to sell them on your website. I mean, all you have to do is give credit to brightlearn.ai. That's allowed under the license. So, there's no limit. Do whatever you want, but do good. Do good in the world. Contribute to humanity. Do something that's ethical. Do something that helps enhance other people's lives and knowledge. Empower people. Support freedom and liberty, support freedom of speech. Do good with these tools. And together, you and I will help create a better future for all of us. So thank you for listening. I'm Mike Adams, the AI adventurer. I'll take that as my new title, AI adventurer. And you can find all my tools at, again, brightlearn.ai and brightanswers.ai with more yet to come. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Health Ranger Store 2026 New Year's sale. I'm Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, and we've got a great collection of solutions for you to help make 2026 the best year of your life in terms of your health, your opportunities, mobility, immune function, digestive support, cognition, and so much more. And we put together some really special things for you here. So on any order where you spend $99 or more, we give you a free colloidal silver spray. And that's right here at the top of the page. You can go to healthrangerstore.com/2026 to find all these specials. And again, you get the free spray with any order of $99 or more, plus you get free shipping within the 48 contiguous U.S. states. And each day, by the way, we feature different special focus curated collections of products So you can check those out each day, from digestion support to immune support, energy, mobility, really critical, heart support, fitness, etc. Now, there's one more thing that we're doing this year, first time ever. If you spend $299 or more, then we're going to give you 50 free books that we created ourselves using our book creation engine. These books are not public. They are created behind the scenes with special prompts using my knowledge and my interviews and so on. And these books cover the gamut of really great information. Again, you'll be able to download all 50 of these books free of charge, the PDFs. What to do when life gets less predictable, solving everyday problems at home, how to be ready without panic, preparedness and self-reliance books, prepared for everyday disruptions, what to do when the stores are closed. And we've got books on off-grid living, how to live comfortably without electricity, solving power, water, and storage challenges, and so much more. We've got books on gardening and food growing, how to grow plants that anyone can keep alive. That sounds handy. Easy plants that grow virtually anywhere, growing useful plants with minimal effort, growing food without a garden yard, simple herbs and spices you can grow at home, and many more. We've got books on healthy cooking and daily living, like healthy drinks, light bites, and homemade treats, or one-pot meals, fresh salads, and easy sides, and more. In all, it's about 50 books, including Living Well with Fewer Outside Inputs. That's a book about self-reliance and off-grid living. All these books will be given to you as a free download if you spend $299 or more with us during this sale, which lasts through January 12th at 11 a.m. Central Time. So the website you want to go to is healthrangerstore.com/2026. Will get you straight to this page, and you can take advantage of these bonuses and these special curated collections while supplies last. And during this special New Year's sale, we've also got our third-party vendors offering discounts of up to 20% off, including the ever-popular Protovite liquid multivitamin right here, as well as Dawson knives with our incredibly popular Hearthfire chef's knife and other chef's knives that we have there, and steak knives, all of this. We've got other discounts, such as Bearded Brothers, very popular wholesome food bars, the Yo Bar, and so much more. All of this is available for you at healthrangerstore.com/2026. So take advantage of that, and thank you for supporting us as we help you make 2026 the best year ever. It's the year that you can revolutionize your health and your knowledge. And you can do all that by supporting us at healthrangerstore.com while we support the platforms that give you back unlimited knowledge like brightlearn.ai and others. So thank you for supporting us, and I look forward to having a great year with you.